Yeah, condoms. Like the brother was just not saying, condoms, and whether people's feces or people's urine, they just process everything and they just dump it in another animal's ecosystem, and they end up catching deadly viruses and sicknesses from it.
Yeah, because that's the solution. That's the so-called solution with Esau. Oh, just put it somewhere else.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any way to really
Cleanse.
What'd you say?
Cleanse.
Yeah, cleanse things. He doesn't have a method of cleansing things. So his solution is just we'll just throw it in the ocean, or we'll just throw it in some random country or island.
Yeah.
Like even the trash. There's a big trash problem. Like China takes majority of America's trash. The dumps. Like, where do you think when you go to your local dumpster, where do you think that trash is going to? It's going to probably some major city landfill. But then where does the city landfill have to go to?
Yeah.
All those plastics and stuff, it has to go somewhere. It can't just sit there.
They don't burn all that stuff, and a lot of stuff they just try to bury.
Yeah. And eventually they'll have to shut them landfills down and find another one because they ran out of room.
And those landfills be big as hell.
Yeah.
But continuing on, it says a lethal virus that killed tens of thousands of harbor seals in the northern Atlantic in 2002 suddenly spread to sea lions, seals, and otters in the North Pacific Ocean 2 years later, confusing scientists, as NBC News reported. How could the pathogen that caused the measles-like disease in marine mammals that had only been found on the Atlantic coast suddenly have spread to the Pacific? We didn't understand how a virus from the Atlantic ended up in these sea otters. It's not a species that ranges widely, said Tracy Goldstein, a scientist at the University of California, Davis, who investigated how pathogens move through marine ecosystems, as National Geographic reported. I'm going to read a little bit more. Goldstein and her colleagues looked at 15 years of data and realized that the spike in the virus was commensurate with Arctic sea ice loss. So I guess the Arctic sea ice loss is, is I guess playing some form of a part. And a lot of that, they try to say global warming, but Esau is really throwing off the whole balance of the earth itself.
Yeah.
It's the reason why you have cold regions. It's the reason why you have hot regions. All these different parts of the earth, they play a critical part. Everything plays on each other. You want to say something?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, because that's how the Lord set it up. Just like you were speaking on the ice, a lot of those animals in the Arctic can't just straight live off in the water. Just like the polar bear.
Yep.
The polar bear is going extinct because there's a large amount of ice that's melting over there, man.
Yep. And their bodies are designed to live under a certain temperature range. And once the temperature goes over or under, then it throws off. It endangers them.
Yeah, they're no longer polar bears.
And
that's why you have this saying of extinction. Animals going extinct. Esau always goes into extinction, and now they're trying to just create artificial animals to replace animals that are on the brink of extinction. Like they have artificial bees that they try to use.
Yeah.
These artificial bees to pollinate because they know that the bee levels are plummeting.
Yeah. Cloning things.
Yeah, cloning animals. They have all these alternative means, but if you would have took care of the planet Earth properly, which is not built in you to do anyways, because you're not the sons of the God. You're not the sons of God. You're the sons of the devil. The scripture says the thief cometh not, but to steal, kill, and destroy. And it's not like we're really angry at you because you're not taking care of the world properly. You weren't designed to rule any goddamn way.
Right.
Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. If the planet Earth is given into the hand of the wicked man, is he going to do righteous is he going to deal righteously by the planet Earth and by the inhabitants of the earth? Hell no.
Yeah.
He's going to do what's naturally embedded in him to do.
Yeah, we're just a watchman. All right, so we're the ones bringing it to the forefront to the people to speak on these things. And like the brother said, it's the devil's just doing his job. We're just showing that he is not fit to rule the kingdom. That's all. But we're the ones. If I could say again, we're the only ones really speaking on these things, man. Because you don't see Christians, you don't see Vocab Malone speaking on the earth being defiled. You don't see anyone except for, you don't even see a lot of these Israelites speaking on these things, man. You know?
Just debates and BS. Like you said, in the Christian community, they're bugged out of their minds. They always singing and praising. Scriptures speak about being in the house of mourning. You know, of course you give praises to the Most High, but you still have to reflect on the status of where we're living at, man. Church is just an area of delusion. The pastor never jumps up and goes into the status of the world and how everything dying off. The pastor, as you know it, is trying to swindle the community out of more money, man, for a nicer jet, to be a bigger consumer his damn self, man.
If I could say too, just dealing with Christianity, because you got those missionaries, it's to the point to where only the Lord will be able to fix it. You know, because you got the missionaries who travel to different countries or whatever and do what they do. But it's to the point where you're really not doing nothing, man. And to be honest, 9 times out of 10, you're the cause of the problem as well.
Root cause.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
Because you eating shrimp, crab, you're the cause of the problem, man.
You're helping give this devil. You're funding him. You know, you're subscribing to the wicked actions that he's actually putting out. You know, following these holidays and that's why Scripture says, "Envy not the oppressor, neither choose none of his ways." You guys envy the oppressor. You eat what he eats. You do what you do, and that's why it tells you in John that you have become as your father, the devil, and Satan.
Yep.
But I'm gonna read a little bit more.
Okay. I got a precept too.
Okay. It says, the loss of ice is leading marine. Yeah, I'm just gonna jump down to the next paragraph. The loss of sea ice is leading marine wildlife to seek and forage in new habitats and removing that physical barrier, allowing for new pathways for them to move, said Goldstein in a press release. So they got to move out. They got to pack up and bounce because where they're living at is no longer feasible for them to thrive. And that's their paradise. It might not, be like a tropical region where you have a diversity of colors, red flowers and different trees and what's the toucan animal bird? I forget what the bird is actually named.
It's a toucan.
Yeah.
The toucan Sam from the fruity.
That's toucan.
The toucan birds, but they don't have those type of animals in the region. But that doesn't make it not paradise unto them. It looks all white, for the most part when you look at. But that's a beautiful, like those when you look at Arctic, like on Animal Planet, you see the Arctic region. That's a beautiful region, man. From the polar bears to the penguins to the sea lions to all those different animals that actually live in those areas, and they enjoy it. They enjoy that. You might be there as freezing your ass off, but to them, that's their bodies
are acclimated.
They're cold-blooded animals. That's their bread and butter, so to speak. That's where they eat. That's where they sleep. That's where they thrive. But now they have to pack up and move. You see?
And adapt
to areas that they're not designed to adapt in. Cold region animals are not designed for the hot. Same thing with hot region animals. If an animal is in a hot or is in a desert, you don't put an animal. You don't put a rattlesnake or some type of animal that's in the desert. Cactus. You don't see no cactuses in the snow. Because it's different environments.
And if I could say this too, really, Esau did the same thing with Jacob. Esau took us from our natural habitat, which is order and laws and structure, an actual government, dealing with our women, dealing with our children a certain way, to some bullshit, And he wants us to adjust and to live according to his standard. And it doesn't work like that. That's why we'll never be able to rest in this society, because we're not designed to even be accustomed to the heathen's ways any damn way. But it says the loss of sea ice is leading marine wildlife to seek and forage in new habitats and removing that physical barrier, allowing for new pathways for them to move, said Goldstein in a press release. As animals move and come in contact with other species, they carry opportunities to introduce and transmit new infectious diseases. With potentially devastating impacts. And this type of stuff should make you upset. This should really make you angry, man. Exactly. This article needs to be breaking news. You don't see this on CNN. You don't see this on Fox News. They're not covering, they're covering your local nigga getting shot.
Yeah.
You know, but they're not covering the things that really matter. The earth itself is dying off at an alarming rate. Like I said, and these are the things that should really boil your blood, man.
That's right.
You know.
If I could break this last thing, I'm not even gonna read it, but it's just the title. Because like you said, the earth is dying off. This is under mining under the same website, just the title of it. It says illegal gold mining is laying waste to the Amazon. So everything is just being bombarded with destruction. And it comes from the devil seeking riches in this area. If they could mine, if they could frack, if they could dig into this earth and get the resources, the hell what's around, let's kill everything out and let's move it out. They could find some other spot.
Yeah.
They could find another area of refuge. And after they destroy that area, like you said, they don't even try to keep the Sabbath or try to refurbish it. After it's a wasteland, they move to another part, and they'll eventually move to the area that the animals had to migrate to the point where they have nowhere to go.
Yep.
And then it might be an animal that might attack. Now these animals are back in the corner to the point where they have to attack, and they're going to war. They're actually going to war with the people, and the people start killing the animals and try to blame the animals for having a hostile type of energy about themselves.
Right. Yeah. Because that's a good point. Because animals, they're stuck into a position. They get to a point where they have no choice but to defend themselves. Same thing that's going on over in the Middle East. Okay, you got those. They paint the Middle Easterns, the Arabs, as if they're some terrorists, but really, in all actuality, they're just trying to protect their habitat from Esau. They're just trying to protect the devil from destroying their habitat. Yeah. The people over there living in the Middle East. And I was gonna make a point. That's why this devil, he tries to go out to inhabit Mars. They try to inhabit these different planets. That's why they're spending so much money and trying to live outer space, because they know that they're destroying the earth.
Yeah, they're destroying it at a rapid pace.
Rapid pace, yeah.
Yeah, we'll get some precepts.
I got some.
Okay.
What you had some?
Yeah, I got some. It's Proverbs 12:10. It says, "A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel." See that? And even Esau in his tenderness, what he tries to do, let's just put them in a zoo and let's feed them. That's even cruel itself, man. They weren't designed for no goddamn cage. And then they charge people a large amount of money to go to those zoos, and then you'll watch videos and see how the people that are hired in them zoos treat the animals. They be tasing them.
Yeah.
The animals sometimes miss meals. Sometimes they'll put prey and predator environments to see how animals react, so to speak, knowing they're gonna actually kill them, of course. But depending on the type of zoo, it's all kind of illegal activity, man. They don't give them their medical attention, which at the end of the day, they ain't supposed to be injecting them with antibiotics and shit like that any dang way, man.
Right.
When animals, which first off, when they were in their own environments, they weren't getting sick. And if they did get sick, they had certain plants that was already around that they already knew what to eat. But now, they get sick and they getting injected with some
shots.
With the name on the shot that we can't even pronounce. All kind of Z's and X's in the name. When they already had a certain environment that they lived in. They were in packs, whether it was lion prides or whether it was wolf packs, elephants. You see these different animals, and you see when they're actually in their environment, they love their environment. Yeah. They have emotions. We don't see them at the end of the day. They don't talk and communicate as humans talk to each other, but their energies and their body language shows as such. But then they're thrown and they're captured. That's why Scripture says how a righteous man regardeth the life of his beast. And these beasts were created for the service of man. You see? But Esau, he just wants to serve his own belly.
Exactly.
His own desires. Really, the earth is already rich. Animals being in their habitat, that's what makes us rich. Because like I just said before, they feed us. Whether directly or indirectly. Some animals are designed to clean the air supply. Some animals are designed to clean the water. you know, to actually, you know, whether it's certain coral reefs or things of that nature, certain funguses, you know, funguses play a major part in the environment. You know, all these, I'm saying like good funguses, even bad funguses.
Yeah,
you know,
even bad.
Everything has its own function on the planet Earth to actually service man. But Esau wants to serve it, like I said, serve his own belly. Like I said, illegal gold mining in the Amazon is destroying it.
They just had that fire.
They just had that fire, and they said the fires in the Amazon is just as bad as the fires in Africa. Because Africa is basically in a state of you know, burning up, so to speak, too. But it's more on that.
No, that was it on that.
Not you had anything? No.
I got some.
You can
go
bring
ahead.
that up.
Okay.
Probably closing this one.
Okay. Hold on 1 second.
Well, I'll bring this out first then.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, this is Psalms 82:5. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course.
Hey, that's beautiful. Everything is out of course, just like we've been going into the whole time. Yeah. Everything has a natural course, a natural, like the brother said, the circle of life. You have the chain, the food chain. Okay, and it goes in a circle. You have the primary, secondary, tertiary consumers. Then you have, you know, the sun is even a part of it.
Oh yeah.
The sun, the plants. You have animals that eat plants. Then you have animals that eat other animals that eat plants. Then you have basically animals, bigger animals that eat even those animals. And then those die off. Then you have vultures and scavengers that eat flesh. You know, and then it decomposes, goes into the earth. Then the earth gets nutrients from the earth gets nutrients from the bones.
Yep. And then you have Esau. He taps into all that. Even as far as, you know, humans and animals dying, well, for the most part, humans dying, they put you in coffins. Really, your body is supposed to decompose, and the bones and the minerals that you actually left, you know, as you know, your spirit went to the spirit world, but you know, your body, your corpse that was left, you know, the earthworms are supposed to be fed off that. You starving the animals out. You know, all these different bodies that's been in caskets and things of that nature. You ain't supposed to just put that in the earth. You know, and I'm pretty sure they put some type of material where termites and things don't even eat the coffins, because you don't never see an area where, you know, they might have tomb raiders and they might open, you know, they might dig into the earth and the coffin is still intact. You would think that it would actually be breaking down, but it's a certain way that Esau does it where it doesn't break down. You know, then they'll put some type of like a metal, or depending on the type of material, you know, of the coffin, you know, and then it's inside of it. It ain't nothing but a goddamn dead body. That body's supposed to have been broken down. That's why I think it was a I forget what area, but it was basically a flood that happened in the city, and after the flood, it was all kind of dead bodies that actually floated to the top. I think in coffins and things of that nature, you know, because you know they didn't take care of everything properly. So when you know natural disasters and things occur, you know, you see the conditions of how, you know, things are being neglected. You see.
I got the definition of course. It says onward movement, motion forward, flow of a river, a running direction. So basically, going back to what it says, what the earth is out of course. It's not moving. It's not any onward moving. It's not progressing.
It's retrogressing. It's going backward. That's why it's known as the generation moving forward, as we know, are degenerates. You know, our children and our grandchildren are not becoming stronger; they're becoming weaker. It tells you that in Ezra's how we're receding through age. Our stature is reducing.
Yep.
Our mental thinking is weakening. You know, because our intelligence, because these cell phones, this technology, you know, is constantly advancing, and this is killing us too. This is a topic for another time.
Oh man.
You know, this 5G and the you know, cell phones, and all these different frequencies.
Even the addiction of it.
Yeah,
The addiction of it. Television.
It's a little bit more. It says, listen to this: order, sequence, means habitual or ordinary procedure. Hey, because this is the ordinary procedure is to take care of the earth, for the earth to thrive, for the earth to move onward, because the earth really is built to last forever.
It is.
Just like the brother said in the beginning of the lesson, you had the Garden of Eden. The Most High intended for the earth to last forever, man. You know? Hey, what's that? Ecclesiastes 10:4. The earth abideth forever. You know? So
1 and 4.
Huh?
1 and 4, I think.
Yeah, 1 and 4. Yeah, because the you know, even in Genesis, when YAHAWASHI and the angels formed the earth, after everything they created, they said, what? It is good.
Yeah, it is good.
So meaning it's the intention of it, or the course of it, was meant to sustain and live and thrive. But guess what? Everything is whacked out of course. Everything is upside down. You know. But I got a precept. Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
Yeah.
All right, and this doesn't stop at people only, but it goes for the animals, the trees, all the living things, man. We're all, everything is feeling the effects of Esau destroying the earth, man. Everything, down to even the most minuscule things that are out of course. You can blame Esau, all right, because as you know, even amongst the top things, it affects everything on the bottom.
Yeah, and they say that even with the fish, you know, it's hard to even eat fish nowadays because they say it's packed with so much mercury, all these different heavy metals, and then you got to think of how big the water supply is for water to be that infected, because the water is infected. These different oceans and rivers, you know, they're infected because of all the toxins that's actually going into it.
Yep.
And Esau did a great job, you know, at destroying the earth.
Yep.
But that's why this man has to get out of power. And YAHAWASHI, it has to be a divine individual. It has to be something from a whole nother planet, extraterrestrial, to come down and yank this man out of power.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
Because him alone, if this thing continues to go on, there would be no earth.
Yeah, it wouldn't be earth.
You know?
God. Yeah. That's right.
And all these different nations are on the brink of nuclear war. You know, think of the effects of that.
Yep.
But
that was pretty much the point. Yeah.
Yeah, this was just the main thing on the lesson. Just wanted to drive home certain points through the spirit of the status of the world, showing that we are at the end. It's getting worse and worse. The scripture says that it's going to be as a woman in travail. You know, a woman actually, she mourns and her body goes through all kind of effects before she actually drops that child. You know, so before the end takes place, we're going to see all kind of things going on from the nature to, as it's written in Matthew 24, wars and rumors of wars, animals dying off, people dying off in abundance. You know, the list goes on and on.
Yep.
But, you know, we want to end it by giving all praise, honor, and glory to
YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM,
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.